Scotty M seems to be a compulsive liar. Despite being annihilated on this issue several times, he continues to persist with his delusions. Indeed, his response to Red Scare TV just shows how delusional he is. Refusing to accept the fact that the Nazis, who privatized industries, just like his heroes Thatcher and Pinochet, were in fact rightists. Even the German conservative Chancellor Angela Merkel describes the Nazis as far right, which, according to her, had the support of the German elite. Yet, Scotty M still persists in his lies. Now let's have a look at his newest video, where he demonstrates his pig-headed ignorance again.
It's because they actually marched under red banners and flags on May Day. Does that go over your head? Do you not understand the history of May Day?
Once again, the Nazis marched under conservative colours, red, black and white. That is what the colours of the Nazi flag were based on, the old colours of Imperial Germany. Indeed, they saw themselves as continuing the old German tradition.
Deutschland ist neu erwacht, Augen, Kreuz, Fahnen, schwarz, weiß und rot, grüßen und mahnen, seid getreu.
You are being dishonest when you compare the red in the Nazi flag with the red of leftist movements. Indeed, the Nazis made it perfectly clear that they hated the Reds through both their actions and propaganda.
Die Roten, die wurden geschlagen, im Angriff bei Tag und bei Nacht, die Fahne zum Siege getragen, und dem Volke der Frieden gebracht. Wir sind deutsche Legionäre, die
As for May Day, you know who else celebrated May Day, or Labor Day as it's called in the US? Ronald Reagan celebrated May Day. Thatcher's Britain celebrated May Day. Even Pinochet celebrated May Day. Here he is celebrating May Day in 1977 with his stooge who led one of his so-called labour organisations. Your arguments are just atrocious. They really are.
GDR flag that they are the same ideology.
You see, people like you are what I call willfully ignorant. If you look at the Nazi propagandist posters and you look at the Soviet Union's posters, you'll see how identical they are.
Another dumb argument. Look at these posters. All wartime posters had a similar theme.
The fact that you saw the hammer and sickle on a German coin.
Another stupid argument. The hammer and sickle, just like the Austrian coat of arms on the coin, symbolised two different things. The hammer symbolised industry, whilst the sickle symbolised agriculture. Nothing more and nothing less.
What you're doing is you're holding up a flag that looks absolutely nothing like the tricolour of the German national.
That's laughable. I honestly believe Scotty M hates facts. What a joke.
And of course you ignore the fact the Soviet Union had the swastika as well.
The Soviets never used a swastika. In fact, the right-wing country Finland used a swastika as a symbol for its air force.
To yourself was on theory and practice. You see, people like you don't have the intelligence to understand that just because you have something on paper, it doesn't mean to say it's going to turn out the same in practice.
A supporter of Minarchism and the Austrian school has the goal to lecture others about putting their policies into practice? What a joke! The fact is that delusional ANCAPs and minarchists are simply morons who always put theory before practice. Indeed, even anarchist socialists and libertarian socialists can point to an example of their system working in practice. You, on the other hand, cannot.
Factories, department stores, and even greyhound tracks were run by their own employees. The trade unions saw to food supplies. Union lorries drove out to the villages with goods to exchange for food. Barter, not purchasing, kept Barcelona fed for the first weeks of the Civil War. In some places, money itself, seen by anarchists as inherently evil, was abolished. Shopping was done with vouchers, issued by local committees.
In this sort of climate, where did all the capitalists run to? Did they use the chance to establish anarcho-capitalism? No, they joined the fascist totalitarians, and they always will, because minarchism and anarcho-capitalism do not work. Do I need to repeat that? These nutjobs also commonly praise Pinochet, calling him a minarchist even though he used the state to murder his opponents. Indeed, their theories look a lot like fascism to me. It has to revert to fascism because anarcho-capitalism and similar ideologies do not work.